team like Kyrie and KD. Or the Lake Show with King James and AD. Wish I could match him up with the bad boys from the 80s. But no black and white, I need that in HD. HenDawgz.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy HenDawg, and we're back to it. You know how we do it. Kevin Durant's situation is changing soon. That's interesting, man. Let me know if y'all agree with this. But before we get into this video, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all like this video if y'all like this video. And go ahead and write something in the comments. Let me know if y'all agree with this. Do y'all agree that Kevin Durant's situation is about to change? I really don't know. I really don't know. As a 33, I think he's like around like 33, 34-ish. Like as a player that's at that age, I feel like you won't really want to be moving around a lot. Like, you know, it's the end of your career in a sense. I mean, he still probably has like 5+ years, but you know, I don't feel like at this point in his career he should be wanting to move around too much. But who knows, man? Let's see what AM Hoops has to say about this. He has, you know, some type of, you know, inside scoop on it or something. So let's see what he has to say. We got Kevin Durant's situation is changing soon. I mean, Kyrie is gone, so I can see him wanting to get out of Brooklyn just because of that. You know, they had James Harden and Kyrie. Now they just have you and Ben Simmons. Like, that's really it. So I can see him leaving. I just don't know. But let's see what they got to say, man. We got Kevin Durant's situation is changing soon. Let's get it.
Smith just freaked out everyone when he just blurted out huge news about Kevin Durant.
And by the way, I'm hearing that he's on the verge of potentially being moved. Obviously, we've all been speculating about that he may be moved. They're on the phone. I'm hearing Boston is making some calls.
Boston?
Keep your eye on that. Jaylen Brown.
What? First Kyrie gets traded, now maybe KD? And you feel for Jaylen Brown.
Boston fans, I know it's going to be some of y'all watching this. Do y'all want KD though? Because you're going to have to give up some good pieces for him. And I feel like Boston has something really good going on right now. So do y'all just risk, you know, getting rid of that core? Y'all have to give up Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown or somebody. Y'all got to give up some really good players to get KD. So do y'all even want that? Let me know in the comments.
First, his name is brought up last summer. Now Stephen A. Smith just casually drops it again. Do the Celtics even like this guy? The trade deadline is Thursday. Plenty of other teams would be involved if KD was available. This could change the championship. But I am 100% convinced KD will not be traded for two main reasons. The first is people asking, yeah, why not trade KD and just rebuild? Already lost Kyrie for 2 role players. Because there is no rebuild. When the Nets traded for Harden, they sent tons of picks to Houston. This is a look at what they still owe. Every single pick for the next 5 years.
Wow.
If you can't get high draft picks by losing, it makes no sense to be bad and rebuild. The Nets are trying to win, and there is no better option than to do that with Kevin Durant. What they need to do is trade for more help. Spencer Dinwiddie is a good point guard to replace Kyrie, especially if they do get Fred VanVleet. But look at the other people on this roster. Who is KD's best teammate? Seriously, who would you pick? Tell me in the comments. No joke. Some people are going to say Cam Thomas. That is how bad it is for Cam.
Let's kind of put a little... I know this has nothing to do with Ben Simmons, but I feel like with the right pieces, Ben Simmons can be really good. He can be how he was in Philly. You know, a lot of people just kind of then wrote off Ben Simmons into this, you know, this guy that's scared to shoot, scared to be a, you know, and a productive player. And I will say he may not ever be that player where he was in high school shooting threes or, you know, a guy that's going to ever average 20 points. But I think he can be a better athletic Draymond Green. Like, yeah, he might not average more than 12 points, you know, in his career, but he can average 9 assists, 9 rebounds, 3 steals, 3 blocks. Like, he can really do a lot. He can do what Draymond doing, but make it look better. You know, he's going to do little flashy passes and, you know, have some dunks in there that Draymond won't do. But Draymond gets a lot of praise for, being this jack of all trades, and I feel like Ben Simmons could do the same. So build around them, get KD, get some guys in there. I think Ben Simmons would be great, man. But that's just how I feel about it. Let me know.
KD. And look, I know Cam Thomas just
Thomas
dropped
nice.
back-to-back 40-plus point games. And congrats to him. I am not trying to talk trash. That's awesome. But we're talking about the playoffs, okay? The man's entire postseason experience is playing 22 seconds in a loss last year. That's not exactly KD's timeline. So why would he not demand a trade? Because he hates mid-season trade requests. When ESPN asked him to compare his trade requests to other people's like James Harden, he said, what I did didn't get in the way of games. So we hashed all that up right before camp, and it didn't get in the way of the hoops. So that's the difference between what happened with those guys and me. KD is a superstar who loves basketball. He takes pride in not getting in the way of the game. This isn't Kyrie or Ben Simmons, who only care about themselves and who will make trade requests or even sit out games. KD doesn't want to do anything that gets in the way of hoops. So this Stephen A rumor is not coming from him. I think it's coming from other teams like the Celtics who are trying to put pressure on the Nets. That pressure is not coming from Durant. But if a trade demand does happen this offseason, it gets really interesting. Dude signed up to be on a super team, and as we just showed, everything has collapsed around him. James Harden leaves. Now Kyrie. His highest paid teammate is Ben Simmons, who has zero trade value. But if he wants out, there is one huge problem. He tried this already, and it didn't work.
Brooklyn said,
the Nets basically said, well, that's nice, but you're under contract. The offers they were getting were kind of mediocre because his trade value is just weird. Like, KD's talent demands like a Rudy Gobert level trade package, but his age and his injuries scare people off. So what would be different this time? Well, there's a list of teams who would make a gigantic offer, but the last one on this list has the strongest package. But before you freak out in the comments about how expensive all these trades are, remember, KD will be in super high demand, and the winner of this trade is probably going to have to overpay for him. The Hawks were not interested last summer, but they should be on the list. Getting DeJounte Murray was a clear signal they are all in for right now. Things are not going well. Trae Young is getting impatient. Getting KD would make them contenders, but how strong of an offer could they make? I mean, it would have to be centered around John Collins with his big salary, but short of dealing Trae, the Nets wouldn't be interested. Every deal has to include a win-now player or a really good young player to build around. So naturally, I wanted to include the Wizards and the Bulls because of Zach LaVine and Bradley Beal, but those teams would get off a big contract and get even better, but they showed no interest last summer, so it's hard to really figure out what they would offer. But we do know about the Suns. They wanted KD before, but a lot has changed. They were coming off a 1 seed in the West. Now, the window is closing. They have a new owner. It feels like now or never. I think Phoenix would put their best deal on the table, so they get KD, and the Nets get DeAndre Ayton, Mikal Bridges, 3 firsts and 2 swaps. Now, I believe the Nets weren't even planning on trading KD last summer, so turning down the Suns back then really doesn't mean much. DeAndre Ayton wasn't even available, but now pairing him with Bridges and tons of picks is the best deal they have. KD would team up with Devin Booker and an old Chris Paul to be a contender. Toronto would not include Scottie Barnes before, but a lot has changed. Not only is he slumping after winning Rookie of the Year, the team is not good. Nick Nurse's future is in question, and they have never been afraid of the big trade. So they get KD for OG Anunoby, Scottie Barnes, and 3 firsts. If the Raptors let everybody walk who could be a free agent, they will have cap space to make this trade and sign another player.
That ain't enough.
Build around Pascal Siakam and Kevin Durant, signing a point guard like D'Angelo Russell. Scottie and OG are great, and I know Raptors fans are saying this is too much to give up. They are not Jaylen Brown level trade chips. They have 0 all-stars between them. But Portland could make a really underrated trade offer. I'm surprised more people aren't talking about this. Imagine going all in to reward Damian Lillard's loyalty. They own every future first-round pick of theirs, and they have really great young players. If the Blazers are serious, I think only one other team could beat their offer. And that offer is Anthony Simons, Shaedon Sharpe, Josh Hart, 3 firsts, and 2 swaps.
Is that
look, before
enough?
we get to anything else, Josh Hart is a really underrated underrated role player who could help win a championship. But
I like Josh
Sharp will be an all-star one day, maybe multiple times. You can see it like we could with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander back in the day. He just has something special that will continue to grow as he gets experience. Simons is one of the best young scorers in the game, but he needs better backcourt defense. So, if Ben Simmons could revive his game, they would be a perfect match together. The Blazers have been really disappointing even though Dame is back. A big three of Dame, Jeremy Grant, and KD as a contender. But the best package is the Celtics for one reason. Jaylen Brown. The best player Brooklyn can get back. Remember, they're trying to win now. He's young and on a good contract. Jason Tatum is the MVP this year, yet Jaylen Brown is better than him on a lot of nights. The Celtics only do this deal if they take a step back from last year, because they'll start to panic. They will think that the window is closed. The team is limited and needs an upgrade. Last summer, Boston offered Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and a first. The Nets countered, asking for Marcus Smart and 3 first-round picks. So if the C's start to get desperate, then they will offer Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, and 3 first-round picks. Boston parts with Marcus Smart this time because Malcolm Brogdon is ready to start. KD with Tatum and Robert Williams is a step up even though they are the 1 seed right now. Trade season is fun, but someone found a problem that is actually scary. The NBA was so freaked out about this that the commissioner had an emergency meeting 24 hours after the post. One dude on Reddit turned the entire NBA upside down. I made a breakdown of the entire conspiracy. Check it out.
I love how he do that foreshadowing into his next video. But I appreciate y'all for watching this one with me. Let me know in the comments how y'all feel about this, man. How do y'all feel about KD's situation? Is it, a good enough situation for him to stick in Brooklyn? Or y'all think he needs to go somewhere else? Like, just let me know how y'all feel about this whole situation, man. But I appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if y'all haven't already. Make sure y'all like this video if y'all like this video. And go ahead and write something in the comments, man. But I appreciate y'all like always. Yeah.